My situation down at the Orange Bowl was pretty unique. I was good friends with a guy that was a supervisor level of the CSC event staff, like the guys in the yellow shirts that, control the stadium.
Yeah.
So I basically just went to every game that I wanted to for 15 years with no tickets and got VIP treatment at the Orange Bowl.
Awesome.
You probably passed like 11 or 12-year-old Marsh in that stadium, man. I miss it every fall. I mean, Hard Rock Stadium it's cool, but I mean, it's nothing like just sitting in the OB with no backs to your chairs. It's about 100 degrees in there. And I don't know. It's just something special about, turning into Little Havana and just.
But you did go there, right, Marsh? You've been to the Orange Bowl.
Yeah. We had season tickets up until it closed. I was young. I was like 5th, 6th, 7th grade, but yeah, I was at those games.
Yeah, you can't explain it to people. Just words don't do it. Justice, the feeling of just like the sunset, late afternoon game, the breeze kicks in, you can smell the food. Like it was like no place ever.
Yeah.
And it was just unbelievable. It was so awesome.
Just tailgating in the grass lots. I mean, parking. I mean, some lady yelling at you, no park. And yeah, I'm sorry that we're just reminiscing, Jordan.
Yeah, it's all good.
Okay,
Yeah,
we actually had a few. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say one thing I loved, the story that Lavon told about Devin Hester, where he said, "I'm gonna take it back," and then he did. Like that reminded me of these stories you hear in the NBA, where like Larry Bird or Michael Jordan is like talking trash at the beginning of the game, like I'm gonna score 40 this game, or. I mean, there's some story about Larry Bird where he said he's going to score 40 using his left hand only or something like that. Mm-hmm. And then the fact that they're able to do it after they say that, like, that just blows my mind. Because, I mean, I've been, never at a high level, but I've played sports my whole life. Longtime athlete, very competitive. I wasn't a slouch either, but just that ability and confidence to just be like, I'm going to do something incredible, and then to do it, like that's always just been mind blowing to me, and it's cool to think of Devin Hester in that capacity too. That he had that elite ability where he knew, like I'm taking it back this time, and he did.
Well, and Hester was a player. There's not many players that I can remember that. If a punt's coming up or a kickoff is coming up, like I'm not leaving my seat, I'm not leaving my couch, like I am staying to watch that guy play football. Oh, and even when he got to the Bears, that Super Bowl return, I remember I was watching in Hawaii and I'm like, this guy, he's gonna do it. I just know he's gonna do it. He was back in Miami and lo and behold, he took it to the house.
Yeah. Do you remember that game against the Cardinals where they built that big lead and then the Bears came back and that punt return from Devin Hester was a big part of it?
Oh, absolutely. Rex Grossman had about 8 turnovers that game by himself.
Yeah, so I hated the Bears. Like, I've always hated the Bears. And, but I was a Hester fan. And when that punt was coming up, I was just like, I don't know what to do because I know exactly what's going to happen, but I'm not going to like it. But at the same time, Hester's my guy. I just hated the Bears so bad,
Not only did Hester carry the Bears into the playoffs, he spotted Grosswoman 7 points in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
When he should have been a senior on the Canes.
Yeah.
Dude, come on.
That Bears offense was putrid. They had Rex Grossman, I think like Cedric Benson. They were horrible. Like they were just like the Canes right now. And Devin Hester literally, him and that defense took a team to the Super Bowl.
Oh,
a team that was not good. I could think of tons of other teams that were better than them to go to the Super Bowl, but they had one of maybe the top 5, biggest playmakers in NFL history.
Have you seen? I know you guys have seen them all. The one kick where Theismann goes, "I'd kick it to him."
Yeah. Yeah.
You know that one?
Yeah.
And of course he takes it to the house and it's like, "You're fired."
Yeah. Jeez, dude, Hester was something else, man. And like you were talking about earlier, Chip, I don't think we'll ever see anyone at that level at his position. It just, I mean, guys like Tyreek Hill are impressive and fun to watch, and then who was that dude that
and
was
he's
before?
a great dude too,
Kansas
Devin
City.
Hester.
Yeah.
Devin Hester's a great dude. He had the same girlfriend all through college, and is huge faith.
Yeah.
At the top level, all the way to 10 in faith.
I
And
love
he's a
it.
great dude, and that never got brought out. You know what I mean? They kind of stay away from it or whatever. But not only is Devin Hester the best, dude, there's never been an inkling. He's never said anything wrong. He's just a great kid and was a great Hurricane.
Yeah.
That's just awesome to hear, bro.
Yeah. I wish there was a factory that turned out kids like that.
It is. It's called South Florida. They need to recruit better here. These kids are here. And they're going to other places. That Judy kid. Judy should have been a Cane.
Yeah.
Yeah. Obviously we don't win, but Chip, when do you think we started to lose South Florida kids?
When he was there, when Lavon was there, and they fired Kehoe and Solinger. That was when it was over. It was like, okay, they don't take football serious now. And they haven't. Remember when I said that they implored Randy to lift the GPAs and the graduation rates, and he did? Well, they've never kind of gone away from that.
Yeah.
And they don't take risks with recruiting at all. They can't. Maybe they can't because the NCAA would just crush them at this point. They probably have to, chill for another 5 years. But
I didn't know that about Randy. I guess you saying that makes me, kind of gives me flashbacks to reading articles and stuff like that. I remember when we were awarded like the top graduation rate along with Stanford. I remember that. But that mandate sounds like a great way to screw over a head coaching career. Especially at a school like Miami. I mean, schools like Alabama, they're not worried about Nick Saban graduating athletes. I mean,
no.
In basketball, you think Duke gives a crap about Coach K graduating athletes or keeping them more than a year?
Nobody does at Duke.
It's because those dudes are printing money, and I'm sure that our football program was printing money back in the day. And I mean, I don't know whose idea it was to change that up. I mean, I know a lot of people blame Donna Shalala for it, but geez, it's infuriating to think about because I mean, it's the old adage: if it's not broke, don't fix it.
They're not serious.
No. Chip, let me ask you something because, I mean, this is a very fiery topic. What are your thoughts on Donna Shalala?
I don't know enough.
Yeah.
I
just know that so many people have so many harsh feelings towards her, and I remember at the Orange Bowl when they would bring her out, everyone would boo, and I just kind of wanted to know kind of the backstory on that, and was it just because she kind of just didn't care as much about the football program or what?
Yeah, that's beneath them. These are super snobs. Like she's been in the White House and stuff and had offices in the White House. Like football to them, like please, Butch Davis is a farm seed or whatever, a hayseed.
Yeah.
The football teams, these people wear, scarves on their neck and, white pants. They are super snobs, and this is an embarrassment to them.
Yeah. I mean, she went straight from Miami to, wasn't she the president of the Clinton Foundation, or at least working in
huge
it?
Political stuff. She still is. She's big now.
Yeah, man. I mean, I wasn't old enough to really understand what was going on and, don't have inside info on the program, but I've rarely heard any positive things about her tenure in regards to the football program.
Okay. Remember we were talking about Entourage earlier. We're going to segue into the Entourage thing.
Yep.
Remember John Ellis?
Yes.
Yeah. And then now Turtle. Or Drama.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Does John Ellis going to sit there and be like, Drama, Eddie Burns, fired him because of whatever happened in the dressing room? Like, no.
Okay. I see. I now see what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, Donna Shalala is so high up there, like at the John Ellis level, that's like, what? Linebacker coach, get out of my face, you losers.
Well, and that's probably one of the like
It's
Butch
never
Davis,
going to be Alabama here.
yeah,
It's never going to be the water boy here. We all want it to be, but they're not. No, it's Coral Gables. Dude, Coral Gables.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, and yeah, that's like Butch Davis is kind of like your Eddie Burns guy, just a more blue collar guy, wants to win, and then yeah, someone like John Ellis, a little more CEO type and very high class, and they just, I guess they didn't relate with doesn't relate with the University of Miami program like with Donna Shalala. And I mean, I don't know really how the university was ran before she came, and but no, I mean that's a great point. I always love segueing into Entourage and relating it.
Yeah, it's dude, we just need to talk more Entourage. Everyone loves it. It's the best show. Probably my favorite show of all time.
It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And who's your guys' favorite characters on that? And who's your least favorite too?
Okay. Chip, do you want to go first?
You go first.
Okay. I mean, my favorite has to be Ari Gold. I mean, he's my favorite television character. He's my favorite character in television or film. The only one that would compete is probably Walter Sobchak from Lebowski, that I love even close to as much. So yeah, Ari's my favorite. I mean, every time I watch through, it's different. The first time I really liked Eric. The second time through, I started to appreciate drama more. But I mean, I already told you guys this, but Turtle's my least favorite, man. I've never really been a Turtle fan. But you know who's one of the more underrated characters that's not a main character? I really love Dana Gordon. She's like, I don't know.
She's good.
I always kind of wish that Ari would have ended up with her because I didn't like his wife much.
Yeah, absolutely. Dana was just, she was like one of the guys almost. She was just a no BS kind of a girl, man.
Yeah.
And I love Ari. Ari's just the best.
Yeah.
What about you, Chip?
Well, I would self-promote and say that it's Vince because I shot his music video. Yeah. But I'm going to have to go with drama. Because he's an actual character. Whereas Vince has a little bit of a character arc, but he's melodrama. He's always Vince. And, and he's limited. People that haven't seen the series, they think that Vince is the show, but it's really not. The show revolves around Vince.
Yeah.
He's actually plays a very small part in it. He's got some big episodes and stuff, but it's Ari and drama.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree. I was talking to my brother about this the other day. Just kind of the philosophy behind calling it Entourage is that, Vince is the lens that we see this through because it's presented at his story, but really what's important is what's revolving around him, right? And that's why they call it Entourage, is because they don't call it famous actor, They call it Entourage because it's those guys that are doing the thing that we care about.
Well, it's funny because while Entourage started, I don't know the exact years or whatever, but I know we overlapped big time. I was making a TV show called Miami Ink, a tattoo show about 5 guys that had a tattoo parlor on Washington Avenue in Miami Beach. And the shows paralleled themselves a lot. And even to the point where I'd watch it and be like, oh, my God, did they steal our idea? Yeah. Like almost everything that they did, we also did on our show. But ours was a reality show.
Yeah.
And it was just weird, like watch Entourage and then tomorrow, get up and then kind of do Entourage. Follow like 5 dudes around that became super worldwide famous. It was nuts.
I think my favorite characters, and it's really a tie between all 3 of these guys. Ari is probably the best just because it's Ari. I mean, the dude is a walking, just quotable figure. And then E, because in my opinion, E's the one that holds it all together. That episode in season 2 when Vince breaks up with Mandy Moore and is about to quit Aquaman. and which pisses me off.